Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 18th of October, 2017. Wish I could tell you something new had happened, but again, same stuff. Very narrow range, a 4-point range today on the ES, basically, or maybe 5 by the end of the day. Horrible action. Up 1 on the S&P. You can see the dot. It looks like a dot. It's the actual trading session. Just untradeable environment. Okay, so this is the ES front month futures contract, the daily chart of the broad market futures form. Let's go through the major indices, and then we'll talk about the intraday action and look at the economic data coming out tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's Wednesday of options expiration week in October, so if there is going to be an options unraveling move, if there's any interest out there in the open interest in the options, it would probably happen tomorrow, maybe Thursday after the first hour. Crude oil closes at 52. That's up 12 cents. Gold down 16.8. S&P cash index, like I said, gained a point. Not a big deal. Of course, new closing highs. It's the headline on the TV, but it means nothing. NDX up 8. Same kind of story there. SOX down 0.87. Biotech's up 14. Not new highs there. VIX up 40 cents. That's kind of interesting to 1031. See if we get a VIX spike this week. TRIN closes at 0.94. 10-day moving average goes up because we dropped a lower number off the 10-day, so we're at 1.12. So that's nowhere near a signal. NASDAQ volume was 1.6, but honestly it was less than that at the close, more like 1.4. Advanced decline ratio. This is the interesting part. Even though the major indices were up a point, same usual story. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, negative 804. That means there were 804 more stocks down than up on the session on the NASDAQ, and on the New York it was negative 409. So very interesting. Google gains $1.65. That's a new closing high on Google. Usually you'd be looking at this base breakout as well. Let's go, but it's hard to take the market seriously here. Apple up 59 cents. Amazon up $2.79. That is a new closing high for the last couple of months. Sorry about that. Netflix down $3.20. And by the way, I pointed this out the other day. Not quite here, but almost. We need to be up a little bit to get a 13 sell signal on the Netflix. So we're not there yet. We didn't get it today, but any update will give you that on Netflix. Tesla up $5.15. Doesn't really take it anywhere. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 16 cents again. That's a blip. Goldman Sachs, on the other hand, down 632. So finally started to come out of that range it had been in since the middle of March. Very narrow 12-point range or so. Started to move out of that and then gave it all back already. And, of course, the banking stocks, as go banks and biotech, so goes the market typically. Banks down, brokerages down. Biotechs were up a little today, but they've not been at new highs. So that's all very interesting. All right, the intraday action, 5-minute candles. Look at this again. Until we reached up for that last point late in the day, we had been in a 4-point range all day. Narrower than the day before, which we thought was bad enough. And we basically opened flat. NASDAQ side, here's that. Look at that. We reached up to try to fill that gap early, or well, about an hour and a half in. Missed it by a tick. Dead flat over lunch. Just nothing. It's untradeable as far as I'm concerned. All right, so what do we have left, or what do we have for economic data tomorrow? And remember, again, we're going to be looking for that options unraveling move more than anything else. But we've got housing starts and building permits an hour before the bell. Crude oil inventories an hour into the market. Beige Book and Treasury budget at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then that options unraveling move. Watch for that. If we don't get it Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Friday is going to be a waste of time, typically, expiration. We are about 2 weeks away from the time change here in the U.S. Over the weekend, over Halloween, or just after. And that's it. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday.